We'll be ready for Thanksgiving next week, right?
What? What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? Thanksgiving is next week, right? I'm just checking to make sure everything's okay.
No. Thanksgiving is always at your aunt and uncle's house.
Oh, I told you, didn't I? My sister's away this year on a family vacation with her children.
No, you never told me that. And we go to my relatives every year.
I guess I'm getting old. Did I not tell you? But I've already told everyone. I can't just cancel it now and ruin everyone's big Thanksgiving celebration.
Don't make it sound like it's my fault. Besides, don't you know people make reservations months in advance? You can't get a good turkey now. It's too expensive.
I've never prepared anything before, you know. Well, let's just make sure we get it right.
I can't arrange everything now. I've got work to do.
But you have to do it. Thanksgiving is a day for family bonding, and you're responsible for the food.
Grace, wait a minute.
You'll have to come over in the morning and do the decorating too. I'll make it look like I did it, though. I won't forgive you if you do any funny decorations.
I just got a text from your mother. What is she thinking?
What's with that tone? She's probably thinking about her family more than you are.
It's about Thanksgiving. Did you know about it?
I've spent time with your family every year, so why not go to my mom's house this year?
You knew and you didn't tell me? Don't you understand how much preparation is required?
It's your fault for not asking my mom if it's okay to go back this year.
I just didn't know because I never prepared for it. I've always just been invited. Why don't you at least help me? Thanksgiving is supposed to be a family affair.
I can't do that. I'm busy with work.
I'm working too.
Your work doesn't pay much, and you're just chatting at home.
You don't have to say it like that.
You're always on the phone or in front of the computer or just hanging out. Anyway, I've got a new client. I haven't met him yet, but the manager assigned me to him.
Assigned you? Why?
I don't know. Apparently, he's from here, and he came back recently.
What? Does that mean... What's his name?
I don't know, but I heard he's good looking. Well, collaboration products are only good if there's a buzz about them. All right, I'm off to the casino to get into the swing of things.
Again? Stop it. Don't you have better things to do with your money?
Don't tell me what to do.
I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you to stop gambling.
What do you know about it?
You said your salary might go down because you didn't get any contracts last month. So I'm worried.
What the heck? You don't know anything. Don't tell me what to do.
I'm not saying that, but don't waste your money.
Shut up. All you do is complain.
I just want you to think a little bit about the family budget. But anyway, can't you talk to your mother about Thanksgiving? At least tell her to prepare for it too.
Tell her what? You're my wife. You're the one who has to do it.
I will, but your mother wants me to do all the arrangements and cooking, and that's a little difficult.
She's right. The relatives are coming. You're the one who has to prepare for them.
Now you want me to do everything. What am I going to do about work?
You're supposed to do everything. Don't be selfish and just skip work.
I'm not being selfish. Do you know how hard it is to arrange for a turkey right now? You have no idea how far in advance we all have to prepare.
I know. But if you'd taken better care of Thanksgiving and my family, you'd have figured it out sooner.
You sound just like your mother.
Of course I do. And you better cook something elaborate. We can't serve your skimpy dishes or anything like that at the family gathering.
Why don't you take my side? I'm your wife, aren't I?
I'm being such a sweet husband to point out what you're supposed to do.
Sweet husband? Then listen to my side of the story a little.
Mom is not wrong. You're selfish.
I'm asking you. I've always kind of thought that you seem like a mama's boy.
Isn't that normal? It's your fault for not listening to my mom, even though you're my wife.
That's too one-sided.
I'll say what I've been thinking too. Don't talk bad about Mom. Up until now, I've been on your side because you're just a new wife. But you've been a wife for 3 years now, right? Have more respect for my mom.
What the heck is that? You want me to respect her unconditionally and listen to her?
Well, that's what it means. I mean, that's normal. She's your mother-in-law.
I can't believe it. You're a total mama's boy, you know that?
Are you saying I'm a mama's boy just because things got bad for you? I'm going to be honest from now on, so don't expect me to cover for you.
I thought you were on my side despite your harsh words.
Too bad. I'm on Mom's side.
So,
what are you going to do in the end? Get ready for Thanksgiving, all right?
Can't we just go a little late?
You're supposed to be there from the beginning. If you can't do it, quit your job. It's just an extension of your playtime.
That's too much. You don't even know much about my job.
I'm not interested. You just listen to what people have to say and give them some random advice, right?
What do you mean by random?
I don't care. Anyway, you'll be dealing with relatives all day on Thanksgiving.
I'll try to coordinate work for the day.
You should have done that from the beginning. I should have married a more useful wife.
Are you serious? That's terrible.
You think you're a doomed heroine? You're overreacting just like that. Well, I'm busy, so don't bother texting me.
After all, he didn't like that I was working. I've been putting my family first, not to neglect my housework. I am Stella, a 28-year-old housewife. Anthony, who has been married for 4 years with me, works in the product development department of a major supermarket. Frankly speaking, his salary is low and life is tough, so I work too. I work as a consultant and mental counselor for a private store. Recently, I have more and more clients and I'm getting busier. Anthony doesn't seem interested. His cold attitude and outbursts have been coming out little by little since we got married, and it's getting worse. We can't stay newlyweds forever, and I thought that was the way it was going to be and I put up with it. But it wasn't. I am still shocked to find out that there is no one on my side. My mother-in-law Grace used to be kind to me, but her attitude has changed since we got married. She complains about everything. Anthony is her only son who was born when Grace was quite old, so she must love him very much. After my father-in-law passed away, Anthony's attitude became even worse. He has been harassing me about communication like this. And once, he even complained for an hour about the food I cooked. Am I the only one who thinks they are crazy? But after this, a more shocking development left me speechless.
Where are you playing around when you're supposed to be home all the time?
I'm out of the house for work.
The living room is clean, but do you clean upstairs?
What? Living room and upstairs? Where are you?
I'm at your house.
My house? How did you get in?
Anthony gave me a spare key. I've been here many times, didn't you know? Maybe you just didn't listen to him.
I didn't know about that. I don't want you coming in and out without telling me.
Anthony says it's okay, so it's no problem. Would it be bad if I came? You're not hiding anything from Anthony, are you?
That's not it. Haven't you heard of the word privacy?
I came here to pick out clothes for him because you're a useless wife, so he could wear it to Thanksgiving. But there's nothing good here.
He buys his own clothes.
Really? Maybe he's not looking hard enough. I'd better take a look at your clothes too. It would be embarrassing if you came here in a strange outfit.
Please don't do that. I'll do it myself.
Oh, what's this?
What?
It's the closet. I'm laughing so hard my stomach hurts.
I don't think there's anything particularly funny in there.
There are some clothes in the back that smell musty. What are these old designs? And even these raggedy shoes and bags?
Oh, wait. Don't touch them.
Are you keeping all of these just to annoy Anthony?
It's not like that. It's not about money.
A woman wearing something like these is embarrassing to go out with. I feel sorry for him.
I don't care what you say about me. Anyway, please stop it already.
Oh, you have quite a few accessories. You have some cheeky so-so jewelry too.
Grace, I think it's time for you to leave.
You're trying to tell me to go home? Oh, aren't you scary? How dare you tell me to leave your home when I came here to help? Anthony would never say that.
I'm sorry, but I'm working and you're distracting me.
Oh, and those hamburgers in the kitchen? Did you make them?
Yes, I did.
It was unbelievably bad. It's like garbage. Having a wife who can't cook is the worst. I felt like I was being fed poison. I was so surprised, so I threw it out.
What? How could you throw it away?
I made you dinner instead. I'm sure Anthony misses his mother's cooking. And he'll be very happy.
That's enough. I understand.
Speaking of throwing things out, I threw out all the raggedy clothes, shoes, and bags I found in the closet a while ago. I put them all in the garbage.
No way. You already took them out? Go get them back right now, please.
It feels so good to hear the word please from you. But it's too late now. That's what happens when you have a bad attitude.
It's not too late. It's only been a few minutes since you looked in my closet, right?
A garbage truck was just passing by the house, so I stopped him and told him to get rid of them.
Why on earth did you do that?
It was too dirty, so I cleaned it up for you.
Don't do things on your own with my stuff.
Normally, you would have thanked me. You're a child with no common sense.
It was important to me.
Your room is always a mess because you don't throw things away like that. Oh, a Louis Vuitton bag, some Gucci stuff, and some accessories. I'll take these. They don't suit you, you know.
You can't just take things without permission. You're just a thief.
We're family. Speaking of family, are you sure you've made all the arrangements for Thanksgiving?
I had to move my work around and I managed to arrange the turkey.
Why are you always talking rude to me? Be at my house at 7 and start cleaning.
Start with the cleaning? Okay.
You're going to have to do it eventually, so why don't you just start from the beginning? We won't feel bad about it. Oh, and tell the relatives that you prepared it with me. I won't let it go if you say something otherwise.
Hey, where are you? I thought I could use a little help.
What? Preparation is a woman's job, right?
Grace left just when I got here. If I had to do it all by myself, I'd never make it in time. Some of us have to pick up the relatives.
My mom is with me right now.
Are you two alone? What are you guys doing?
She helped me get ready, and Thanksgiving is in the afternoon, right? So we're just relaxing, having some coffee at a cafe, just the two of us.
What? I'm so busy that I don't even have time to sit down.
Don't try to exaggerate how busy you are. It's the same as saying you're useless.
I can't believe you said that. I do all the shopping, cooking, and decorating, you know.
You're doing just fine. You've been able to slack all the housework for a few years. Besides, I'm going to pick up the stuff you picked out for me.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, my mom said she felt sorry for me because my clothes are so cheap. She said, don't worry about the money, just get what you want.
Oh, right. Why don't you just buy them tomorrow on Black Friday?
My mom picked out some clothes and shoes for me, and they're really nice.
Well, I hope your mother paid for them.
I bought them with your credit card. It was a great idea of my mom.
What's that supposed to mean?
She gave me your credit card because you're not very good at keeping. Even though your name is on the card, I showed the shop staff we're a married couple and it was no problem.
I can't believe that.
I borrowed it while you were sleeping. You're too dumb to know.
How about the PIN number?
Yeah, it's your parents' wedding anniversary, right? So it's our wedding anniversary.
You're lying. What the heck were you thinking?
Shut up. You're living on my earnings. Considering all the hard work I put in to support you, at the end of the day, it's all the same family money, right?
That's disgusting. It's too much. If I'd known you were like this, I never would have married you.
I'm glad we're on the same page. I wouldn't have married you if I knew you were such a useless wife. Hey, the food isn't even done. Where are you?
I had to pick someone up.
You're so slow at everything. We're going to have relatives over, you know that.
Don't worry. I just have to put them on dishes.
You've got rotten eyes and a rotten tongue. How can you serve such a bad, easy dish at an important family gathering? We can't serve your bad food on Thanksgiving Day.
No, it's because it's not ready yet.
Mom got so mad that she threw out all the food.
I didn't cook any of it.
What?
I asked my brother to cook. Did you try it?
You're a terrible wife. You don't even cook. There's no way I'd eat that garbage. And what do you mean you had your brother cook?
You know what my brother does, right?
I don't know what your family does.
You're kidding. He's a cook.
That little guy, right? He's a cook?
You're a real pain in the neck, you know that? I know the turkey was hard to get. I thought it would also be good for your product development.
Huh? How can your useless brother's cooking be of any use to me?
I can't believe you haven't noticed yet. I asked my brother about it, and he said you two haven't met, and that the communication was very administrative. That's because you didn't know.
So what? I don't see what you're talking about. You've got to talk to me in a way that people can understand.
You said you were discussing a new collaboration, right? It's a big project and it's going to be good for the company's profit.
Yeah, so? What are you talking about?
I told my brother that I was worried about your performance at work, and he was worried about you, and said he wanted everyone to eat good food. He said he was thinking of collaborating with you.
What? He said we should meet up sometime.
You said to my brother that you've had the food before and that it was delicious, right?
I mean, you could tell that from the photos and documents, right? But the name, it is different.
That's because I was adopted to take over my uncle's restaurant. We've talked about this.
I don't remember every word you say. Are you even on your way here?
You threw it away, didn't you? You can't take that back now.
Mom ordered all the food. It's all here. We can tell them the reason why it tastes different is because you messed it up.
No. I know what I taste. He even prepped it yesterday and delivered it to me. He's been standing next to me right now looking at this text.
No. My mom made me do it. I had to.
Is that supposed to be an excuse for my brother? That's hilarious. Don't worry. He's saying he's not going to bother you anymore.
What? What am I supposed to say to my company?
Oh, you said the company's future was at stake, right? That's not good. And they thought they were doing it for me. But now they know you and I are no longer related. They're not going to push it. They want to work with someone who cares more about food.
What do you mean no longer related?
I've been thinking about it for a while, but I've made up my mind. It's a perfect timing. I've put up with a lot, but I can't take it anymore. I'm divorcing you.
Well, a divorce is fine with me, But it's not fine with you, is it? How are you going to make a living?
That's exactly what I'm going to say. Do you really think you can make a living on your meager earnings?
Huh? Of course I can.
It proves that you think I'm stupid and that you haven't been listening to me. I make more than twice as much as you do. You're the one who's going to be in trouble if we get divorced.
What are you talking about? You don't make that much.
No, I do.
All you do is talk.
Oh, so now you're interested? It's a little late for that, but I'll tell you. I do some talking and consulting, but I also coach and do corporate consulting.
I didn't know. You've got your hands in so many different fields. Stella, divorce is a joke. I love you.
You're just going to flip out now? You're acting like garbage. Oh, my brother's already making a call. He said he won't sign the contract with your company.
You're kidding me. Stop it, please.
I won't stop it. I know how he feels. There's not a single cook who wouldn't be pissed off at something like this.
Don't say that. I'm gonna get fired.
Well, it was going to happen sooner or later. The person who is supposed to tell you about the restaurant's charms doesn't eat the food, doesn't know the history, doesn't know what to recommend. You don't even know what the chef looks like.
It's Thanksgiving, right? We're both a little stressed out from our usual stress. Let's make up and eat something delicious. What do you say?
I refuse. You're making me look bad.
No, it's Mom's fault. It's not my fault. Mom told me to throw it away because it looked bad.
You're such a twisted mama's boy. Aren't you embarrassed?
You're jealous because I get along with Mom, right? But we've grown closer as a family, haven't we? I'll take better care of you from now on.
Huh? Jealous? Are you stupid? I can't even say anything.
You don't have to go to my mom's house anymore. We can live happily together again.
I'm going to throw up. I've decided I'm getting a divorce. I've even consulted a lawyer.
What? Why? I'm not getting a divorce.
And I'm usually coaching that law firm. They're all on my side. If you don't agree, I'll divorce you even if I have to go to court. I'm prepared to do that much.
Wait a minute. I don't want to. I might lose my job.
I think you deserve it. I'm going to file for alimony for all of your verbal abuse of me. And I'm going to demand full reimbursement for all the money on my credit card that you spent today.
I can't pay you. I don't have any money.
I don't care. Why don't you take responsibility for your actions? You're a grown man, aren't you?
I know. You can charge it to my mom. It's not my fault.
You're kidding me. I don't know what you're talking about. But don't worry, I'll charge your mother too.
What? My mom? She's asking what you're charging her for.
Alimony and damages. She threw a lot of my stuff away on her own because it's old. I had all my things, including my mother's mementos, that were very important to me. I'll ask her to return everything she took, even the things she said she'd use.
Stella, please, forgive me. I apologize.
It's too late for that now. Why don't you ask your mother to comfort you?
Stella, I love you. I can't do this without you. Please, believe me.
It's gross and impossible. Oh, and your mother's cooking is very bad. I was so surprised. I've been called a messed up wife and a garbage cook all these years, but it's definitely better than your mother's. I'm a certified sanitation supervisor and a certified chef.
You have those certifications?
I guess I won't have any trouble finding a job no matter how things turn out.
Stella, forgive me. Please help me.
Can you talk to the lawyer for the rest? You're annoying me, so I'll block you. Bye. Scum parent and a son with rotten eyes and tongue. Get along well with each other for a long time. The contract between my brother and the company was canceled. Anthony took the blame and took a pay cut. He couldn't fight my divorce because he didn't have enough money. He could only get a court-appointed lawyer, and he paid what he was asked for. So soon after, Anthony and I were officially divorced. I am also claiming $15,000 in alimony, an additional $15,000 in damages from Grace. Anthony was not fired from his job, but he quit after that because he couldn't stay there. He is now an alcoholic and has entered an institution. The company's workers gave him cold looks. He couldn't stand it and he just had to drink. Half of his severance pay went to me and half to his treatment. Grace sold everything she could sell and lost her house. She's living poor, working part-time at a lowly hourly wage for senior citizen. Once I saw her begging to get some expired food at a supermarket that was about to be thrown away. It's ironic what happens to people who waste food. I have just bought a new studio apartment and am living a comfortable life. I've been working hard at my job and also started my career as a gourmet Instagrammer. I introduce various restaurants and publish simple, tasty, and attractive home-cooked meals with recipes. I enjoy doing it. I'm even planning to open a counseling cafe in collaboration with my brother's cooking. While expanding various possibilities, I'm going to live happily looking forward to the future.
Hello, Sandra. I heard about you. Why didn't you tell me about this amazing thing?
Oh, Roberta, hello. You heard something about me? I wonder what you're talking about.
Don't be shy. You don't have to hide it. The drama club of my grandchildren. I heard they won the first place at the district's drama competition, didn't they? The competition is called the Newcomers Debut Festival.
Oh, yes, but it's not a big deal. It's a big competition, but it's a newcomers competition, and it's not a full-fledged launch pad for the theater industry. Those girls are also saying that there is still a long way to go, and they are preparing themselves for the next steps. I wish them all the best too.
Oh dear, what a demanding mother. As a parent, it's only natural to praise your children for their great success. Raphael and Emma must want their mother to praise them too. Poor Shoujo-kun and Shannon-chan.
I am a playwright myself, and my husband George is also a stage director, so I can't help but be strict. But I'm really looking forward to seeing the kids do their best.
Yes, I'm really happy for you. So, aren't you going to do something to celebrate?
George says we should celebrate at a popular Japanese restaurant in town that's been getting a lot of attention on TV lately. He said it's our kids' memorable first step toward their dream, so we should at least do that. I'm going there tonight with them.
Wow, that's great. What time should we go then?
What do you mean by that?
Huh? Why are you asking me that question? It's a celebration for my grandchildren. Of course you'll invite me and my husband too, right?
I'm sorry, but I don't think you and your husband can join us today. We only booked the seats for 4 people.
That's okay. We can just ask the restaurant to change the number of people who'll be attending right over the phone. I'll make sure to bring some gifts to celebrate.
I hate to say this, but I don't want you to come.
What? Why not? We're your family. Are you saying that you want to exclude me and my husband? Wouldn't the grandchildren be happy if Grandma and Grandpa come to celebrate? Even my son George would be happy to invite us.
I'm sure George doesn't want you to come either. Whenever we go to a fancy restaurant or cafe for our children's events, or for the occasional extravaganza, you found out about that from somewhere and just came over. You eat like a growing child, gobbling up 5 times as much as anyone else. You would say that you didn't bring any money or forgot your wallet at home. You force us to lend you money, but you never pay us back.
Oh my God, how dare you? That makes it sound like it's our fault. It's natural for you to treat your parents at the restaurant. Even George must be happy to be able to show filial piety.
There's a limit to how much filial piety you can show your parents. And it's not just about money. The other day, when we had a barbecue, you came over to our house. You just ate the food and left without cleaning up afterwards, didn't you? Don't tell me you don't know about that.
I don't like the sound of you barging in on me. I just happened to be visiting my son and his wife at their house and found out that you had the barbecue, so I just decided to join. I'm sorry that I didn't help you cleaning up afterwards. I thought I'd get in trouble if I touched their stuff without permission, so I just left since I didn't want to disturb you.
You just want to argue with me, don't you? Have you ever thought that people are usually careful when they eat at other people's house? How dare you eat more than half of the meat and vegetables that we prepared on that day? Oh, did I eat that much? I'm sorry, but me and my husband eat a lot most of the time. I have the advantage that I don't get fat no matter how much I eat, so I tend to eat a lot. I don't really care about that. Anyway, we are very annoyed by the gluttony of you and your husband. We will not invite both of you to dinner or tea in the future, so please don't think badly of us. What? That's terrible. Even I want to have a taste of that expensive Japanese food. If you want to eat there so badly, please go by yourself. Your father-in-law only receives a modest amount of salary every month. We can't afford to go to expensive restaurants unless we have a chance like this. So you want us to treat you to a fancy Japanese restaurant this time too? I'm speechless at your attitude. How rude! You're being so obnoxious again, aren't you? I just want to celebrate my grandchildren's success and have a nice dinner with my son and his family. When you come over, we don't have fun. This time we want to celebrate with our family of 4, so please refrain from coming to the restaurant. Sandra, you haven't arrived yet? I'm tired of waiting. I'm going to go in and eat first, okay? Roberta, what are you talking about out of the blue? What do you mean? I'm talking about the fancy Japanese restaurant you mentioned last time. It's a celebration for my grandchildren's victory. Let me ask you something. Which restaurant are you in right now? Of course, the one you mentioned last time. I told you I'll be there to celebrate. I got here early, so I'll go in and eat first. I told you I want to celebrate with my family of 4, so please don't join us. Why are you ignoring me? You told me to refrain from coming. Unfortunately, the word refrain doesn't exist in my dictionary. That's why I'm here at the restaurant. Just kidding. I beg your pardon, is that supposed to be a joke? Well, I'll allow you to come, but you are going to pay for your own food, aren't you? Huh? Why should I pay? Since you are the host, you are supposed to buy drinks for the guests, aren't you? I brought gifts for my grandchildren, so that's enough, right? My husband decided not to work overtime and rushed home. We will be here to celebrate with all of you. Well then, we'll be waiting for you while we eat, so hurry up and come over. Sandra, aren't you very late? How long are you going to make us wait? I'm full and so is my husband. Thanks for the meal. What are you talking about? We arrived at the restaurant more than 30 minutes ago. Oh, really? I just can't see all of you. Oh, well, that's okay. Like I said before, we're full, so we'll go home first. I'm sorry I couldn't give the grandchildren their gifts today, but I'll bring them to your house next time. I've told you that you must pay for your own food. I don't have any money. You invited me, Sandra, so you should pay for it. My husband and I can't pay such an amount of money by ourselves. Give me a break. I didn't invite you and your husband. Don't falsify your memory. You guys usually eat a lot. How many servings did you eat? Let's see. I think about 10 servings. 10 servings? Are you kidding me? That's right. Expensive cuisine is delicious, but the portions are very small. I wasn't full at all and kept having second helpings. If you ate and drank as much as you wanted like that, it would cost at least $6,000. Are you sure you can handle it? I just got confirmation that it's $7,000. Oh my God! Unbelievable! Looks like we ate too much. $7,000, huh? How can you eat that much if you don't have any money? Besides, you just had a meal at the most expensive restaurant in town. I thought that with Haruna and your husband, we could make it work. Eating with other people's money tastes so much better. It's the best. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. What do you think you're doing? Relying so much on other people's money? Are you out of your mind? Don't worry about the details. I'll bring you some gifts later, so please give me $7,000. You know what? Will you please stop this? What the hell do you think we are? Do you think we're some sort of ATM? I don't think of you that way. We are family, aren't we? Don't try to fool us. There's no family that will charge hundreds of thousands of dollars for a meal. Such people are parasites. Just come and pay us as soon as possible. If you don't pay, I can't go home. Even if you don't want to, George, who loves his parents, will be happy to pay. Why don't you ask him to pay? Oh, I just remembered something. Which fancy restaurant are you and your husband visiting? Huh? What are you talking about? The one near that train station? Because that's the only one that's close to our hometown. You're the one who said we were going there in the first place. I'm very sorry to tell you this, but you're going to the wrong restaurant, Roberta. What? We're having our meal at the main restaurant, which is located in Florida. Huh? Florida? Yes, that's correct. This time, we are celebrating the children's victory. George and I splurged on a 3-day trip to a luxury resort in Florida. We decided to go to the main restaurant tonight and have a dinner party there. Stop joking! I didn't know about that! Well, that's because I didn't tell you about that. In the first place, I don't have the obligation to tell someone I didn't invite. I was so nervous that you might have followed me to Florida. Wait a minute! You're really in Florida? Are you saying that you won't come to the one near our hometown? I'm telling you the truth. I'm enjoying fine Japanese cuisine at the main restaurant here, so I have no plan to go back home at the moment. And even if we did, it would be too late due to the time and distance. Then what about our payment? That's terrible! You deceived me! What do you mean? You just misunderstood and went to the different restaurant on your own, didn't you? Then that means you were already in Florida when I called you in the morning. Why didn't you tell me? If it's a family trip, you should have taken me and my husband along. That's terrible! How dare you leave us out of the group? This is a celebration for the children, and I want to celebrate it with just 4 of us. People who want to eat a big meal and make others pay for them without a second thought are not family. What the? How can you say that? Unlike you and your family who are successful in the theater, my husband doesn't make much money. How can you be such a cold wife to make us pay for the meals we just ate? We're supposed to help each other out. That's what a family member is supposed to do. Helping each other? What kind of joke is that? I don't remember you helped us at all. What you're doing is just forcing your family to pay for your meals every single time. You and your husband are just parasites. What? That's very rude. Do you think you can just say anything you want to say just because you're a playwright? I'm just stating a fact. Anyway, we are in Florida now, so you need to pay for what you ate by yourself. Instead of talking about us, shouldn't you be thinking about how to handle the payment? What? I don't understand. Wait a minute. I only have $120 in my wallet and my husband has about $260. And I didn't even bring my credit card. My husband and I can only pay by debit card. Let me ask you, what is the balance? Around $200? Oh my, that's the most modest amount of money I've ever seen. We could have made it work in a regular restaurant, but you spent $7,000 there, right? No matter how you look at it, that's not even close to the exact amount you need to pay. That's right, so you need to give me $7,000 now. I'm sorry to keep repeating this, but we are in Florida now. No matter how hard we try, we can't go back to our hometown right now. Even if we could, we have no obligation to pay you for the food and drink you've taken the liberty of eating and drinking like idiots. What? I'm in trouble! If you don't pay us, we can't go back, and we'll end up running away without paying. It's not good for you guys to have your family members treated like criminals. Treated like criminals? You'll become criminals if you just run away without paying. Stop messing around with me. Let me talk to George. That boy will understand. He'll gladly pay for me and my husband. Actually, I just asked him about it, but he said he doesn't care about that. He said that your husband doesn't make much money, but he's the general manager at his company, right? It's not that he doesn't make enough money. It's that he spends too much on food, which puts a strain on your monthly budget. George also said that he has always been put off by his parents' gluttony. Also, you're saying that you aren't fat even if you eat a lot. But have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror? Why don't you and your husband take this opportunity to reevaluate the amount of food you've been eating all these times? This can't be happening! Good luck to both of you then. I'm enjoying my meal with my husband and children. Have a good day. Then, my mother and father-in-law, who were in a hurry, made a devilish phone call to my father-in-law's colleague. They asked him to bring them some money and made a payment of $7,000 in the form of a loan. Because of this, my father-in-law's position in the company deteriorated, and now he is working with a narrow view of his own shoulders. I felt refreshed and fully enjoyed my trip to Florida with my husband, son, and daughter. I returned home with great satisfaction and was able to further strengthen my family ties.
Hey, Vivian, aren't you already done with work? Hurry up and go shopping and come back to cook. How long will you keep me waiting on an empty stomach?
Sorry, Ashley. I got caught by a senior at the entrance. We were talking about work and it got late. But I'm on my way home now.
You don't even know what it's like to be a wife, do you? As a wife, I expect you to do all the housework, not just preparing meals.
I'm sorry, I'm still working full-time. I don't think I can do the housework you would want me to do.
I really don't like it. I don't know what a wife is for when she lives so close. A wife is supposed to serve her mother-in-law and husband. But you only prioritize what you want.
I don't prioritize my own pleasure. I work for a living.
What's that? Are you trying to say that Will doesn't make enough money?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Anyway, come over and start cooking. I'm going to collapse from hunger. And as punishment for being late, get one whole cake.
A cake?
Do you have a problem with that?
No, I don't. I'll buy a whole cake and head over there right away.
Hey, Vivian, did you get home already?
Yes, I just got home a few minutes ago. Your mother asked me to come over after work to make dinner, as soon as she found out you went on a business trip. I was so surprised.
I'm really sorry. She's always picking on you when I'm not home. I wish I could have made it a one-day trip, but I had to have dinner with a client.
It's your job, so it's okay. Besides, it's just an occasional thing, so don't worry about it. I have a job too and a house to take care of. I can't go to her place every day, and I'm sure she understands that.
Well, I guess. I hope you're right. She always uses harsh words. I'm afraid she'll hurt your feelings.
Well, it's true that her words are harsh.
If you have any problems, just tell me right away, okay? I won't allow my mother to hurt you. I won't let that happen.
Thanks, Will. I'm relieved to hear that.
Vivian, you're being absent from work, aren't you? Well, as expected, you can't afford to work when you're going to give birth to triplets, can you? You're a housewife. You can take time off from work, but you can't take time off from housework. When will you come to do my house chores?
Ashley, you're right. I can't do housework for 2 houses. I've been told that if I push myself too hard while being pregnant with triplets, I could go into preterm labor.
I've said it before, haven't I? A wife is devoted to her mother-in-law. Even if you don't live with your mother-in-law, it's only natural that you come to do housework for her. How spoiled are you just because you're pregnant with triplets? I won't allow it. In the past, when I got pregnant or had a baby, I still did the same work at home.
That's true, but it wasn't triplets, was it?
How many babies you're having doesn't matter. Anyway, come to my house now and get your chores done.
Hey, can we talk?
Yeah, sure. I got off work today without working overtime. I was just getting ready for dinner.
It's about Ashley.
Did she do something to you again?
You told her that I'm back with my parents, right?
Of course I've told her. She would definitely object to let you give birth close to your parents. So I told her we made the decision considering my transfer and the burden on you who has to give birth to triplets. That's all I told her.
And did she understand that?
Her reply was a light yes. But is there something wrong?
Maybe she forgot what you told her. Or maybe she's pretending she didn't hear.
What do you mean?
I'll send you a text from her right now. Hold on.
What the heck? It's a 3-hour drive from your parents' house. What is she thinking to tell you to come do the house chores?
Does she know where my parents' house is?
No, she doesn't know where it is, but she knows it takes about 3 hours.
She's always telling me to do chores when you're away. That's what I was worried about when I went back to my parents' home due to your transfer. I wonder if it's having any effect on her.
It can't be, can it? But it sounds like that's what's happening. I'll talk to her again.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it if you could.
By the way, if you get a text from my mom in the future, you don't have to reply. Just let me know what it's about and don't reply to her.
I understand.
I never thought that as soon as I was transferred, she would start picking on you right away. I really wish she'd give you a break. I'm sorry she's always making you feel bad.
It's okay since you understand my feelings.
Let's talk to John as well.
Your brother?
Yeah. Mom and he haven't been in touch much since he's been away, but we have each other's WhatsApp account.
Is that so?
Yup, but we don't talk that often because we're brothers. He is the eldest son, so he moved in with her after he got married. He left there after about a month. After that, we kind of stopped talking.
Yeah, I kind of heard about that.
I was a student at the time, so I wasn't really interested. Maybe something happened with my mom.
I don't know. Maybe she was picking on his wife or something?
That's a good possibility. If that's the reason he had to leave the house and break off the relationship, it seems to make sense.
I guess so. I wonder if he has any contact with her at all.
I don't think so. I'm the only one who has contact info. He doesn't even share his contact information with my mom. So I thought it must have been something serious.
If you can, why don't you talk to him in detail? Maybe we can find a way out of this.
I'll try. I'm planning to be back from my job by the time the babies are born. I want to make sure you won't have a hard time until then. Give my regards to your parents too.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, Will, you talked to your mother. Thank you.
Of course I warned her. I made sure she would do nothing to you while you're pregnant. So, how's it going since then?
Well, it's hard to tell you, but the morning after you warned her, I got a very angry text.
Seriously?
Why did you tell Will? You made me get scolded so bad. I was told not to let you do any of my housework since you're pregnant. You are my son's wife, and I will not allow you to do that. She told me to arrive early in the morning and start doing the housework for her.
Oh my. I feel like she's getting more and more powerful.
Yeah. I wonder if your warning made it worse. I'm sorry for making you feel bad.
What are you talking about? I'm your husband, and I want to take care of you.
Yes, but...
I've been in touch with my brother since then. I asked him why he left her house and broke off the relationship. He said he left because he was fed up with the way she treats his wife.
I see.
But many years have passed since then. He didn't want to give us the wrong idea, so he didn't tell us anything. Without realizing his concern, she is repeating the same thing over and over again with you. Anyway, we have to do something about it.
I just want to live peacefully until the babies are born.
She doesn't know where your parents live, right?
I don't think so.
It would be bad if she knew. I don't know what she would do.
I know, but I have my parents with me. I'll be fine. We'll manage. But more than that, I need you to think about what happens after the triplets are born. We can't just leave it like this, you know?
Right.
Of course, I'll think about it, but we'll talk about it and decide.
Yeah, let's talk about it. That woman, I'm sure she doesn't care whether you give birth to triplets or not. I'll figure out a way. Anyway, until my transfer is over, please take care of yourself. I'm sorry about all of this.
I understand.
Vivian, Will just told me. I heard you gave birth safely. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ashley.
But just because you gave birth doesn't change anything, you know?
What?
Having babies doesn't change the fact that you're my daughter-in-law. Now come over here and do the housework for me. Cleaning, laundry, washing windows, mopping floors, waxing, cooking, etc. I've got a pile of work for you to do. It's all because you've been slacking off.
Ashley, I gave birth to triplets, unlike the others.
So?
And I'm still in the process of recovering. I'm so busy taking care of the 3 of them that I don't have time to do anything. Wouldn't you understand how it is since you are a mother as well?
What are you talking about? If you have triplets, are you really that great? Just because you had triplets, are you saying you don't have to do housework and leave your mother-in-law alone?
What?
Don't skip housework just because you had triplets yesterday. Come to my house within an hour, okay?
Okay, but...
What? How much longer are you going to keep complaining? Just get here. Hey, Vivian. Will just came to my house. What's this all about?
He went home to your house. He finished his transfer period without a problem, and today is the day we move out.
Does that mean you guys are moving in with us? Are you coming later? It's a big move. About 10 relatives came.
I'm not going there, but I felt like there was a lot of housework that needed to be done. So why don't you just get it done? I'm sure you'll feel better.
That's true, but I don't like it when so many people come rushing in here.
Ashley, please don't be shy. Instead of my continuous neglect of housework, they're all helping you out. My body is still not in its proper condition, so please have your relatives do the chores for you.
I told you to do your chores. You don't have to take such good care of yourself. Do something about it.
Please, be my guest.
Vivian, what the heck is going on? After they cleaned my house, all the furnitures have been moved out.
I see. That's a great way to clear out the house. That's what you wanted, right?
That's not what I wanted. I heard that a lot of my relatives were here because I was moving out. So they brought me to a place deep in the mountains where my relatives live. What does this mean? You know something, don't you? Explain it to me.
Oh, I'll let Will take over.
Huh? Mom, it's me. How does it feel to step into a place full of nature? Will, what are you thinking? You want me to live here? That's where all my uncles and aunts are. It'll be reassuring for you from now on, won't it? Huh? What are you talking about? Are you saying I have to live here? Yeah, that's right. Don't you see how this happened? What? How did it happen? Do you really not get it? What? Say it so I can understand. You're a wife bully. A wife bully? When have I ever bullied? Oh, you don't even realize it. John left your house before because you were bullying his wife. They even broke off the relationship with you, but you don't feel guilty about it. Huh? It's natural for a wife to serve her mother-in-law, isn't it? I've been devoted to my mother-in-law too. But John's wife didn't want to do that at all, so I just guided her. Don't call me a wife bully. Is that what you think? You think that was a proper way to educate your daughters-in-law? Of course it was. It's nothing more than that. What's with the wife bully? Don't be silly. Well, if that's what you think, I'll go the same way as John. What? What do you mean? I've decided to move out as soon as I get back because my transfer is over. Moving? Because if I stay near you, you'll keep picking on Vivian, right? She is raising a family for the first time, and suddenly she's the mother of 3 kids. You know how hard it is. I can't make her endure any more bullying by you. I am not bullying her. I have only treated her normally as a mother-in-law. Do you think you've treated John's wife normally and they'll leave your house like that? They even broke up with you, and now you have no communication with them at all, do you? What do you think about that? I don't want you to hurt Vivian like you did to his wife. That's why we decided to move out. You just go live with the aunts and uncles while they educate you. Huh? Uncles and aunts know why John left your home. They also know what Vivian went through. They told me not to worry, that they would re-educate you. That's why they helped us move. I'll leave you to the relatives. Oh no! Why are you doing this to me? You didn't ask me for any advice. You were using Vivian this whole time without telling me about it. And you only did it when I wasn't around. I don't like the way you do it. I don't even want to see you or talk to you. I want you to go back to the mountains. Will, how dare you talk to your mother like that? I won't allow it.
Ashley, that's what happened.
It was you, wasn't it? If you hadn't said those things to Will, none of this would have happened. I'll never forgive you.
Will talked to John.
What?
When he found out that John left for the same reason, they spent a lot of time talking about the future.
Those two talked about it?
He said he couldn't say anything because he had left home, but he told us that he doesn't think it's a bad idea for us to leave you, because now John and his wife are doing just fine.
That child said such a thing?
Hearing those words and with John's support, Will made up his mind. I myself am raising 3 children. I thought it would be impossible for me to go to your house and do housework while raising 3 children.
It's because you wives are like that I had to be brought deep into the mountains. What am I going to do with my life from now on?
Wherever you live, I'm sure it's up to you to make your life enjoyable enough. My relatives are all very warm. I think you will realize what you have done.
Huh? What a cheeky thing for you to say. Now do something about it. If you persuade Will, you can do something about it, can't you? Convince him now so that I can return to my former home.
I'm afraid I must decline.
Huh? You really are a useless wife.
And Will seems to have forgotten to mention this. In the near future, Will be taking my maiden name.
Are you serious?
So we will be strangers, won't we?
Break up with Will too?
Yes, because he wants to have nothing to do with you. So he would take my parents' last name. So we are no longer related to you.
How can you do such a terrible thing?
No. How can you do such a terrible thing? I am not confident enough to take care of my triplets and do the housework at your house for you. I am grateful that Will was able to understand my feelings.
How could you abandon your husband's mother? Before you thank Will, you should thank me. If I had not given birth to Will, you would never have met him. And to break off the relationship is insane.
Say what you want. Will and I have come to this conclusion after a long talk, and it will not change. I will never see you again. I don't think I'll ever let the triplets see you again.
Oh no, I will be abandoned by my own family?
That's what it's going to be like. From now on, please live in harmony with your relatives. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Wait a minute. Vivian, please listen to me.
Even though Will was disgusted by his own mother's bullying, he seemed to be depressed by the fact that he had to break off the relationship with her. But taking care of triplets was much harder than we had imagined. Will is now back to his cheerful self. I am grateful that we are now living happily as a family. Oh yes, I see John and his family now and then. On the other hand, Ashley still has her pride even living deep in the mountains. She was calling everyone dirty neck and doesn't want to be around people in the neighborhood. She was finally abandoned by the people around her and her relatives. She will have to live alone for the rest of her life. It's none of our business anymore, so if that's what she wants to do, that's fine with us.
Haley, I have to tell you something.
Mom, what's wrong? Is everything okay?
I'm freaking out right now. Your father passed away.
What? Wait a minute. I can't believe it. What happened?
I honestly don't know what's going on either.
Huh?
I was freaking out the whole time, and next thing I know, the funeral was over.
What? Dad's funeral? You're kidding, right? He sounded good the last time I talked to him.
Yeah, that's why I'm freaking out too. You're our only daughter, and you haven't even reached out at this critical time. Do you know how scared and alone I've felt? I lost the person I love most in this world.
Mom, stop with the bad jokes. It's not funny.
It's not something to joke about.
I mean, think about it. Is it normal for a funeral to end when the family isn't even there?
I told you, I tried to reach out.
So, are you telling me you just went ahead with the funeral without me? That doesn't make sense. Mom, something about this doesn't add up. Can you please start from the beginning and give me all the details?
I don't really understand it either. Your father just suddenly passed away. I don't know anything.
It doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, you should come home. Come and visit your father's remains.
I don't want to.
What? Your father is dead. You didn't even attend the funeral.
I'm getting a phone call. Hold on a second.
What is wrong with you?
There are so many odd things happening that I can't believe this story. Sorry, just hold on a sec. I gotta take this call.
Are you serious?
Sorry about that.
Anyway, just come home and visit your dad.
Mom, you were always a liar. I got a lot going on. I'll come over when I can.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's just...
Anyway, it's true that Dad passed away and the funeral is over. Please come back as soon as you can.
Mom, where are you?
Haley?
I just arrived home, but you're not here. I came back to collect Dad's mementos.
A memento?
Yeah, that's right. As his daughter, I should have the right to have them, don't you think? Dad was passionate about collecting antiques, wasn't he? He had a lot of paintings and scrolls, right? I thought it would be worth a lot of money if I sold them.
Is that the only reason you came back? What kind of daughter does that? I've already gotten rid of your dad's antiques.
What?
Why would you do something so selfish? Dad's antiques should be part of his estate and divided between us, shouldn't they? They must have been worth quite a bit. That's none of your business. You didn't even attend the funeral. So why should I split the property with you?
First of all, you didn't inform me about the funeral.
It's because you didn't pick up the phone. You didn't even respond to any of my messages.
I even checked with my phone carrier, but there wasn't a single record of that. Isn't that strange?
I don't know anything about that. Maybe you got a prepaid phone or something?
Really, Mom? If the funeral is over, there should be condolence money, correct? Where did you keep it?
Are you here for that? You weren't even here for the funeral. What kind of daughter are you?
Well, I didn't know anything about it, so what can I do? By the time I heard about it, the funeral was already over. So, where's the money?
That money was all used up for the funeral expenses and the last medical bills. It's not like there was a lot of money anyway. What? Are you suspicious?
Just asked around, and it seems the funeral actually happened. I had assumed it was just another one of your lies.
Why would I lie about something like this? What do you think I am?
So, what about the insurance money? I should have some inheritance too, right?
We couldn't afford to have insurance. We lived a simple life.
What? So I won't get anything at all?
Haley, while I'm grieving over Dad's passing, all you can talk about is money. Are you not affected at all?
But isn't it important? And I couldn't be there for Dad at the end, or even make it to the funeral. It's hard to believe without seeing it. I still feel like Dad's around, even now.
Haley, it's the same for me. So you see, I can't help but think of your father when I'm in this house. I'm thinking of selling the house.
What? And move where?
Somewhere I've never lived before. I want someplace where I don't have any memories of your dad. I've been looking into resort areas since I'll be living alone now. I was out for that.
Huh? Living a life where we couldn't even afford Dad's insurance? And now you're talking about resort areas? Where's that money coming from?
That's why I'm selling the house.
Mom, it's barely been a week since Dad passed, and you're already on to that? Wouldn't most people be totally drained after losing their partner out of the blue? How are you still so energetic? Are you okay?
I feel like there's this big hole in my heart too, you know? So I'm not really thinking about what's next. And seriously, all you've been talking about is money. Just talking without giving anything back, is that your plan? What kind of daughter does that? I'm done with a daughter who couldn't even show up at her father's funeral. You're not welcome back here.
What's that supposed to mean? I just can't believe you even more now.
Huh? You can't believe me?
How? There's no proof that Dad is dead.
Well, if you don't believe me, that's fine.
Mom, did you move into the new place safely?
I don't want to talk to you about anything.
Why not?
Because you wouldn't believe me no matter what I told you.
Well, I don't believe you. I mean, it's all a lie that Dad died, right?
Huh? What are you talking about? There are people who attended your father's funeral.
I know. Who was in the casket?
Huh? What are you talking about? It's your dad's funeral, so obviously it's your dad. You watch too many movies.
Really?
Of course.
But I just called Dad a while ago. I wonder if I was talking to a ghost.
No way. That can't be true. It must be someone else posing as your father.
Why would someone do that and call me?
I don't know. I wonder if Dad was up to something that would make someone hold a grudge against him without us knowing.
I highly doubt Dad would ever do something like that, you know?
So, who was that person pretending to be Dad anyway?
Well, they're saying I was told to disappear from this world.
What? Did they really say something that terrifying? Who on earth said that and why?
They even said, from now on, you're no longer a part of this world.
Even scarier. It's like something out of a horror movie.
They even handed over money saying, Take this money and disappear already.
How could someone do such a horrible thing? I'll have to be careful too.
Mom, how long are you going to play dumb? I've heard everything directly from Dad.
What? What are you talking about?
It seems like you were going to this place for seniors without family. Dad thought it was really nice of you being so caring and all.
I see.
But it was all an act. You were going there with actually having some sort of plan in mind, right?
What plan?
Mom, are you still trying to play dumb?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, let me tell you the rest of the story. You suddenly proposed taking in this elderly man without any family to our house, right? The man was battling a serious illness, so Dad thought it was odd, considering he could pass away any time.
I don't know that kind of old man.
You went ahead and took in the old man despite his illness, huh?
Why would I do that?
To carry out your plan. It's impressive how you can act all kind-hearted. Anyway, a few days after you took him in, the old man passed away. Dad rushed to call an ambulance, but you stopped him.
Huh?
You made it seem like it was Dad who died. That was your plan, right?
Why would I do that?
According to Dad, you were out partying almost every night. I had no idea. I didn't know. Then, you started having an affair.
Huh.
You blew through your savings and started racking up debts. All just to keep getting attention from your little boyfriend.
That's a lie. That's not true.
So you came up with the idea of taking that old man in, knowing that he's going to die soon.
No, I just wanted to save the old man.
And then, when the old man died, you made everyone think it was Dad. You wanted the insurance money. You did the funeral for the old man and made it look like it was for Dad. Am I wrong?
That's enough. So, what do you want me to do now?
Huh?
I owe a lot of money, but I still need more so I can be with my boyfriend. Thanks to the insurance money, I'm living my best life.
Wow. What about Dad? I heard you locked him up in a small cabin in the mountains.
Come on now. I didn't lock him up. I just told him to live there.
He didn't know what to do. He called me while you were messaging me.
What? So you knew about it the whole time?
Yeah. You gave Dad $30,000 from the insurance money you received.
Well, I guess you could call it hush money.
How do you expect Dad to live from now on? He doesn't even have any official documents. How is he going to be able to find a job?
I don't care about your father's future.
What?
But it's not like he has a long future ahead of him, right? He's just going to keep getting older from now on, isn't he? Living quietly at the foot of a clean mountain would be enough.
Unbelievable. Dad must have had plenty of things he wanted to do in the future, too.
I'd rather spend money on my boyfriend rather than spend it on your dad.
You're diabolical. How far gone are you? Do you even realize what you've done? Committing such a crime just for a measly $500,000 insurance payout.
What's your point? It's a lot of money. Well, I used half of it to pay off my debt. I still have money from selling the house. Now I get to live happily ever after.
Wow.
Life isn't fair, okay?
Mom, I know it's not, but don't think you could get away with this.
Why?
You're going to pay for everything you did.
Huh? Don't be silly.
Just think about what you've done. You don't even realize how serious it is, do you? Mom, you're doing something incredibly serious, you know?
Well, for now, there's no problem, right? Only Dad and you know about the old man.
Mom, you've done something terrible. I'm not going to stay silent about it. I believe Dad feels the same way.
Huh? What are you talking about? Are you selling me out?
Sell you out? People aren't something to be bought or sold. Human life is much more valuable, isn't it? And yet...
Are you kidding me? You're not going to turn me in, are you?
I can't let this slide.
You've got to be kidding me. Do you know how much I've sacrificed for my boyfriend? I've been volunteering at a nursing home for years, even though I didn't want to. I did all that for free. What's wrong with getting something in return for that?
Mom, you betrayed the family, you know. You've been deceiving us for years just for your own selfish desires. Have you ever considered Dad's feelings?
I don't care about that man. I don't think he ever cared about me.
That's not true. He mentioned before how much he admired your volunteer work. He even said he thinks it's amazing to be able to serve others. He said he fell for your kindness.
Your dad said that?
Yeah. He said it's his duty to silently support and watch over you.
That's not true. He never seemed interested in me. No matter what I tried to talk to him about, he was always curt. We became a married couple, and even though we lived together, I began to feel lonely. One day, a friend of mine invited me out for a drink in the city at night. The glittering world seemed so new to me. Then I realized that even I could enjoy such a world, and I got hooked.
It seems like Dad understood your feelings too. That's why he wanted to let you enjoy yourself without saying anything. He might have even known about your affair, don't you think?
That can't be true. Your father never even looked at me.
No way. He used to say you were getting more beautiful, so he probably thought you found someone else. Even though he didn't say anything, I bet he knew.
What?
So when you asked him to pretend he was dead, I think he just accepted it without any resistance.
Oh no.
But when he realized he'd vanished, he must have panicked. That's why he reached out to me, I think. You completely betrayed Dad's kindness. I can't forgive you.
Haley.
So I'm going to tell the truth to the police.
But there's no evidence that I did anything like that, right?
Dad has something.
What?
It seems like Dad suspected you of doing something shady. So he installed hidden cameras in the house. That's why the entire incident of the day the old man passed away was captured on video. I'm planning to submit that as evidence, and they might do DNA testing too.
I know. If you do that, I'll end up becoming a criminal, won't I?
Yeah, but since it was you who did it, you need to own up to your own guilt.
I'm not gonna be able to see my boyfriend if I end up in prison. You don't have the right to take away my joy from me.
I'm appalled. Are you still saying that after all this time? I had doubts about turning my own mother over to the police, but your words just erased them all. Now I can go to the police without any hesitation.
Haley, wait! Are you trying to make me a criminal?
That's not true, but I can't keep silent about it.
Please, keep it a secret between us. I won't tell anyone, and I'll take it to my grave.
So what about Dad? He lost everything because of your selfishness. While he's despairing over his own life, you just carry on like nothing's wrong. I don't think that's fair.
I will apologize to your father. I'm sure he will understand. That's okay, right?
Hell no! Everyone is going to be miserable if I keep this secret.
Don't say that. You have to help me. You and your father are the only ones who can help me.
No. Take some time to reflect and then start over. If you don't, you might end up repeating the same mistakes. You might even erase my existence.
I will never do that, so help me, please.
Mom, just give up already. A crime is a crime.
Haley.
After going back and forth with my mom, she disappeared. But she was quickly apprehended by the police. Considering she was hiding in Dad's apartment, it's no surprise. She can't escape going to prison. Now, with the money from selling our family home, I've bought a barrier-free condo unit. Dad and I are living peacefully together. Thanks to Mom pushing forward with the sale, things went smoothly. For that, at least, I'm grateful to her.
Oh my god! $100,000 I saved for Ryan's university expenses is gone. Do you have any idea where it is?
You found out already? That was quick.
It was you?
That's right, I took it all.
Why?
To use it to my girlfriend.
Huh?
Do you know the word investment?
I don't care about that right now, so give me back the money.
Don't you think we should use the money to bet on a promising young person? It's $100,000. That's a lot of money, and we need to use it at the right timing.
What are you talking about?
I've been cheating. I've been cheating on you for the last 10 years.
I know.
What? You knew? You knew but didn't say anything to me?
I was just trying to stand until Ryan graduates from university. I didn't want to interfere with his exams because of parents' problem.
Actually, my girlfriend has a brilliant son the same age as Ryan, and what a surprise, he got into a private medical school.
So what?
An idiot like you wouldn't understand, but medical school costs a lot of money. Besides, it's a private school.
So?
I'm going to invest the money we've been saving for Ryan to a future doctor. An ordinary Ryan or a future doctor. It's obvious which one will be more useful to this country in the future. Putting money on the one who has potential is the basis of investment.
I didn't work to earn tuition money for other people's child. I have been saving money for Ryan, not for the country or investment. How can this happen?
Children are the treasure of our society. Let's raise them together as a nation.
Whatever, just give it back to me now.
Are you even American? I mean, Ryan won't pass anyway.
That's not true. He's working really hard. Besides, the state university will announce the results soon. If he passes, he needs the money by August.
Don't worry, he's going to fail. He's our child, remember? A black hen won't lay a white egg.
You don't even know how hard he studies.
There's no point in trying. I'd even like to get the pencil and notebook expenses back. You've been restricting me too, like turning off the TV at night for him and all that. He's causing me so much trouble.
I can't believe you say that to your own son.
Which would you rather have as a son, a future doctor or an ordinary employee with a low income?
As long as he's healthy and lives his own life, that's all matters to me.
Don't make me laugh. You can't even make a living by dreaming.
So the girl you're having an affair with is a single parent?
That's right.
How can she think to let her child go to a private medical school?
I was going to pay it from the beginning.
Huh?
I mean, of course. I knew you were saving every last penny. My plan was to get it all at the right time. It's a wise choice to put your money on the better man as an adult, right?
Oh my god, I want to get rid of you.
I don't need to spend it on my brain-dead son, so if you have a problem with that, get divorced.
Excuse me?
You don't want to get divorced that much.
Not that. Correct what you said about brain-dead son.
Don't be mad at me, it's true.
Be a doctor's father or whatever you want.
As you wish. That stupid son won't be able to support me in the future. It's a hard decision for me too.
If you insult him any further, I'll threaten you.
How scary.
Just get me back my money.
I already used it to the medical school.
Are you serious?
I'm sorry, Ryan, but tell him get to a high school diploma and hang in there. If he wants to hate me, he should hate himself for not having the brains to become a high doctor. The world is cruel, you know. I'm glad he got a lesson in reality which he's still in high school.
Go to the court. We're getting divorced.
I'd be happy to. I'm selling that house, so get the hell out. You parasitic wife and son. You've got to be kidding me. You've sent a certified mail to the company? You didn't need a lawyer.
That's because you didn't give me your address.
I thought you'd come in here asking for your money back. It's against the rules to send it to the company.
But it's too much of you to hit Ryan.
It's because you made me angry.
It's the problem between you and me, isn't it?
If only he wasn't here, you wouldn't be fussing about money.
He's in the hospital. He's probably traumatized from his father's violence.
The world is tough. Tell him it's my gift.
How could you do this to us? You're not a human.
You know what my boss said to me? He asked me if I'm not getting involved in any problems regarding that certified letter or lawyer. What if it affects my career?
It's your fault. I just want my money back.
If we're getting divorced, even if it's just tuition money for the kid, it's still a part of property division.
I know that because I asked my lawyer too, but if you have any conscience, I want it back.
I don't have any, so I can't give it back.
Then I'll call the cops.
What?
If you complain about receiving a certified mail, I wonder what your boss would say if it becomes a police matter. Not just your boss, but the president might know too, and you might get fired.
Are you threatening me?
I'm negotiating.
There's no proof I hit him.
There isn't, but if Ryan himself files a report, they'll believe him.
Whatever.
What?
It's true that I hit him, but Ryan is still my son. If he gets cocky, I'll tell them I was teaching him. And if it's my first offense, I won't get into jail.
You don't mind if you get caught? You'll get fired.
I'd quit my job. I'd work part-time, eat whatever I could for a few years. As long as that kid becomes a doctor, I don't mind if I have to work a little harder now.
How can you be so dependent on someone else's son? I despise you from the bottom of my heart.
He's going to be my son from now on. He can go to the medical school with the tuition I paid for him. What's wrong with it?
It's the money we saved for Ryan.
You're persistent. Also, the mail said something about child support for the remaining 2 years, but I'm not paying that either.
I didn't expect you to, but you're also abandoning your parental duties.
My son is the only one, this future doctor. I don't know anything about brain-dead son.
Okay, that's enough. I'll do whatever it takes to send Ryan to university and make sure he graduates.
It's like throwing money down the drain.
I don't need the child support and you don't need to pay me back the tuition anymore.
Are you sure?
In exchange, don't reach me again.
Of course not. I don't have anything for you guys.
Promise?
Yeah. I'd like to ask you to do the same for me.
You won't regret it?
No.
I hope so.
Wendy, help me.
Who are you? Don't call me by my name.
It's Daniel. Have you forgotten your ex-husband?
Oh, a loser. What do you want?
How dare you? I got arrested and got a criminal record because of you 10 years ago.
It's your fault. You beat my son and injured him, but you didn't have to go to jail. And that criminal record is not a big deal.
I've been patient for 3 years.
The judiciary was too lenient. I would have buried you deep in the ground with the heavy machinery.
Hey, I really need help right now. Can you help me?
What's this about? I told you not to reach me again.
I saw Ryan in the magazine.
I knew it.
He's wonderful. #1 young entrepreneur in the US.
I'm busy. Bye. I'm blocking you.
Wait, can you lend me $200? I really need it this month.
You're living like you can't afford $200?
I'm ashamed to admit it.
What happened to that future doctor you were so proud of? I thought you said he'd take care of you. Didn't you say your future was secure?
Even though I got him into the medical school, he failed the national medical exam.
I've heard that 90% of doctors pass.
But he was the rest of 10%.
Well, it's none of my business, so I don't really care.
I borrowed all the money I had to pay for medical school, except for the one I paid for by myself. Now I'm busy paying that back. It's not what I heard. $100,000 wasn't even close.
I'm sure a private medical school would cost more.
You knew and you didn't tell me?
It was about another child. It's none of my business.
I'm in debt because you didn't warn me. That stupid son plays around and doesn't work. Plus, he's in trouble with the police.
I'm sure your parents are devastated. I feel sorry.
I know. You would understand me, right?
You don't get my sarcasm? I'm not interested.
I'm the one who raised Ryan. I earned it. I fed him. It should be okay to take a little bit of the credit. He's old enough to give back to his parents.
What are you talking about? Have you forgotten what you did?
That's why I'm apologizing.
Where's the apology? I'm looking back now and I don't see any apology. Besides, even if you apologize now, it's too late.
Which university did he go to?
UCLA.
What? Was he that smart?
He was ranked first in his high school.
I didn't know.
You were too busy cheating and wasn't really interested in Ryan or me. You were only home when he was sleeping.
That's because you insisted on telling me to turn off the TV or to stop being so loud.
I endured a painful marriage just for the entrance exam, but you ran away with the money.
What did you do with the tuition money?
He got selected for a tuition waiver because of his good result in the entrance exam. He didn't want me to suffer, so he worked really hard. He's a really devoted son, isn't he?
What?
He's been a good student all 4 years. I'm proud of him.
Oh no.
Of course, if it's a single-parent family and the income is low, you can get some support, but he earned it on his own.
So, you didn't have a hard time making ends meet?
Even though tuition was free, he still had to live on his own, so I had to send money every month. But he earned enough money from his tutoring job to pay for his own living expenses.
Wow, I'm proud of him.
Don't be. Did you forget what you said 10 years ago? You told me that your only son was the future doctor and that you didn't know any other sons of brain dead.
How can you remember such a long time ago? Hey, you know what? We should start over.
I've seen something like this on YouTube, but I didn't expect to see it in reality.
I want to support him. I can help him with his work if he wants.
Why are you looking down on him? There's no way he would hire a bum like you. Besides, he doesn't need that kind of support. He has a lot of good friends now.
You're just trying to take all the benefits, aren't you? You're scared because your income will be less if I show up.
Excuse me? He worked hard and got the results. I still work for the same company as I did 10 years ago. I don't depend on him at all.
Oh, I thought you live in a mansion and eat steak every day. How can you stay with that living in such poverty when you're the mother of a famous entrepreneur?
He keeps telling me to come to LA, but he has his own life. I want him to be happy without worrying about me.
Yeah, you're a splendid mother, but I'm different. If my son is rich, I'll depend on him. Give me his phone number.
No, don't bother him.
I'm in a hurry. I don't have time.
Why are you in a hurry?
I'm being chased by bad guys.
What did you do?
I borrowed money, but the interest rate is too high and I can't pay back. If I don't pay them back, they'll drown me in the ocean.
What is this, a cartoon?
I can't believe it either. They're really coming after me. I'm about to have a nervous breakdown because no matter where I go, they always catch me up.
Are you still cheating with the woman?
She left with a guy and forced me to clear the debts. That's why they're after me.
The son got into a medical school, but he went wrong and his mother ran away. How can this happen?
Right? It's terrible, isn't it?
Are you having enough food?
I've got less than 50 cents in my pocket. I've been drinking water from the park since yesterday.
Do you have a place to sleep?
I don't have money to stay at a motel, so I'm staying in the field. It gets cold at night, so it's pretty tough on my 57-year-old body.
I see. It sounds tough.
This is hell. You would understand me, right?
Nope. I'm just wondering if there's a better ending than this. I can't stop laughing. Ha 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 ha. Oh, such a cartoonish story really exists.
Huh?
Because you're falling on your own without my intervention. And on top of that, those guys are punishing you, right? I can't be more grateful.
What are you talking about?
It's great that I can get revenge so easily. I'll be so happy if you sink in the ocean.
You and I are strangers, but I'm Ryan's father, you know. Could you tell him that his father is suffering?
He's a calm and gentle boy, but he's got more anger towards you than anyone else. He won't let you in if you visit him. That's his answer.
You're kidding me.
How many times I wanted to take revenge on you, but no matter what I do, I'm going to cause trouble for Ryan. I was wondering for a long time, but I'm glad to know you've fallen this far. Thank you. And thanks to those guys too.
No, this is not the life I wanted. I should have been living an elegant life with the doctor's son, money by now. How did it all come to this?
If we had been able to support Ryan as a normal couple, you might have had a different view by now. Too bad.
Please let me talk to him. I'm sure he'll understand if I talk to him. It's unbearable that I have such a man's blood in my veins. Huh? This is Ryan. You're there? Did you forget what day it is today? Let's see, it's Mom's birthday. I'm back home. Such a good son. Then why don't you show a little appreciation to your dad too? You've grown up and you've come to appreciate your parents, haven't you? Well, I don't have a father, so can I ask you not to call yourself like that from now on? Don't say it like that. Do you think I'll ever forget the day you hit me and said, "You're in my way"? If you think I'm someone who appreciates being hit, then I'm really offended. That was my bad. I don't need an apology or anything. That's for people who have a relationship. We are irrelevant. That's too cold. How dare you talk like that to your parent? Shut up. I'd rather be raised by monkeys deep in the mountains than having a parent like you. Just the thought of being blood related to a skimbag like you makes me pissed off. You. Fuck off and don't ever appear in front of me and Mom again. Hey, Ryan, please. I used to be a top salesman. Hire me in your company. How about $500,000 a year? If you give me that much, I can pay off my debt in 5 years.
I guess that message didn't reach him.
He didn't see it?
It's not worth showing it. You said earlier it was hell. If you can drink water from the park and have a phone, then you're not in hell yet.
What?
I wonder what kind of place hell is. Go on, have fun. Oh, I don't need souvenirs. You don't have to come back. You should see the bottom of the ocean.
Don't give up on me. Help me out.
Daniel continued to run away, but he ran out of money and couldn't get away, so they finally caught him. Luckily, he wasn't killed. I heard that he is now working at a resort facility called Takebeya in the mountains. It is a very nice place where they provide food, clothing, and room, and almost all of his salary is used to repay the debt. I am excited that he will never finish paying back the loan because it is in the hundreds of millions of dollars. I will never have to see him ever again. I couldn't be any happier. Ryan's company seems to be developing well. It's good to work, but as long as he's doing well, that's what makes me happy. And while I'm at it, he gave me a gift of trip to go to Japan. I'm so happy and enjoying it.
Erica, how are things going over there? How's business?
It's a bit tricky because I have to talk through an interpreter, and it takes a lot of time to get through the meetings. But it's going well. It's very stimulating, and it's been good for me. I'm glad I took the plunge and followed my boss.
I see. That's good to hear. I'm sorry to interrupt you while you're working so hard on your overseas business trip, but I have something I want to discuss with you.
What?
I want to talk to you about something I've decided to do.
So, what is it?
I don't think I'm right for this job. The work, the co-workers, it's all stressful.
Again?
What do you mean again?
You just quit your job 2 months ago saying that, and now you're saying it again. It doesn't always work that way, you know. A job doesn't work for you, but you work for the job.
You can say that because things are going well with you. I've been suffering over it ever since I got a new job. I didn't say anything to you, but I can't tell you how many times I've vomited at work.
Huh? That many? But you know how much money we're spending on my mother's care, right?
Of course I do. That's why I didn't tell you.
I'm sorry about that. I try to ask my niece to take care of her as long as she can. But my niece has her own life, and I can't ask her too much. So, if you lose your job again, our finances will be very tight.
I know. Sandy will be in trouble too. I thought about going through with this, but I have been vomiting even more, and I feel like I'm getting sick day after day. If I get sick, I won't be able to work, and there's nothing I can do, right?
What? Has it been that bad?
That's why I decided it would be better to change jobs before I get sick.
I didn't realize you were pushing yourself that hard. I had no idea. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
I thought it would worry you.
No, we're a couple. We can talk about anything. Anyway, let's talk it over once.
So you don't give up on me?
I can't make you work while you're sick. So let's take our time to figure out a good way to sort this out. Could you wait until I get back from my business trip? Hey Andy, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm doing okay. I've been working hard, but nothing's changed. I'm just feeling down.
I understand how you're feeling. As long as you're working, you have to keep going and don't quit. You need to find out what is making you feel down. Maybe you can talk to your boss about it. If he can't write a document well, ask a senior colleague to help you. Or maybe you could try to find out what is making you unsatisfied.
You know, you can easily say that because your work is going well. You're even in a position to go on overseas business trips. You can't possibly understand my problems because you're not like me.
I went through a lot of hardships before I got to where I am, you know. Whenever I had a hard time, I consulted with a trusted senior colleague. I did that over and over again. I gradually came to understand and became more efficient. That's one of the reasons why you shouldn't give up so easily.
You're always looking down on me, aren't you? You've always been doing well, you know. I'm not like you.
That's not true.
Well, even if I lose my job, there's no financial problem, since you're working hard, right?
It is a problem. Caring for a family member is more expensive than you think. I'm also paying back my niece, who is taking care of my mother. If you don't work, we'll have a hard time making ends meet.
Then please take my feelings into consideration too.
What?
I mean, don't be so arrogant.
I'm not saying anything big. I want you to work hard just like I do.
Yes. You're always so admirable, Erica.
You don't have to talk like that. How's work? I keep thinking about you. I'd like to get back home sooner if I could, but I'm on a tight schedule. Tell me, what's going on with you?
I'm a little busy right now. I don't have time to drop a text.
What? What's going on? Is it work?
No, it's not work, but I'm kind of busy with something I really want to do.
What do you want to do?
I've been thinking a lot about my future.
I see. I'm happy for you if you found something you want to do.
Thanks. Well, I'm sure you're preoccupied with your work. You don't have to worry about me.
Don't say that. I'm worried about you all the time. I want to go home as soon as possible. I want to talk about how you're doing at work.
That may not be necessary anymore.
Why?
I told you there's something I want to do. That's what I'm working on so hard.
I'm curious about that. Maybe you found a new job or something?
Not exactly, but you can think of it that way.
Really? Well, what?
I was going to tell you after you got back home, but I guess I can't wait to tell you. Actually, I kicked your mother out of the house while you were on a business trip.
What? What do you mean?
It's because I have to pay for your mother's care. I'm not free to work, right? So I thought I'd kick her out.
Huh? Andy, what the heck are you doing? My mother is bedridden. That's why she needs someone to take care of her. Are you crazy?
Of course I'm straight.
Where is she?
I asked the helpers to take care of her for now.
Ask the helpers? You can't just do that.
Huh? She can't move, so it's not much of a burden for them to take care of her. She needs to be in bed, and all she does is spend money. To be honest, she's a burden. Wouldn't you rather find a nursing home to put her in on your mother's pension?
You What a horrible thing to do. How could you do this to my mother? And I can't forgive you for doing that on your own while I'm on a business trip.
If you have a problem with it, then don't come back. I'm just going to do whatever I want.
What about my niece? How is she doing? There's no way my niece would allow such a thing.
What are you talking about? Sandy immediately agreed with me, you know?
Huh?
I think it's obvious, but she said it was stressful to take care of your mother.
Did she really say that? I feel so sorry for my mother.
Your mother shouldn't be bedridden, right? If she had been able to live on her own, we wouldn't have had to spend so much money. I wouldn't have to go through all this. Sandy would have had more free time. How could you leave your own mother's care to your niece?
I'm sorry about that. But since she lives nearby, I thought I could ask for help.
You're like that in the end. You only think of yourself. If you were as kind as Sandy, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
What? Why are you sticking up for Sandy?
Yeah, when I got rid of your mother, I started living with Sandy in this house.
What?
She helped me take care of your mother. She's very thoughtful. She's kind and honest. She's very different from you.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. I didn't realize it happened during my business trip.
It was before your business trip. Sandy asked me if she could reduce her help in taking care of your mother. We've been making plans together ever since. And then the overseas business trip came conveniently for us. It was now or never, and we were working on it.
Oh no. You two were cheating on me, weren't you? That's terrible.
Now Sandy and I can live a good life together. By the way, I quit my job already.
Huh? Didn't I say we'd talk about it together?
There's no way I'm going to discuss it with you. I'll live in this house for free, work part-time, and enjoy my life. Sandy said she'd be happy to help too.
I never thought you two were so stupid. I never thought. If that's the case, I'll rethink my future. I've worked so hard to be happy with you. Of course, there have been a lot of hardships, but I didn't want to ruin our happiness.
Well, you're brilliant, Erica.
But you only thought about yourself in the end, didn't you? All you thought about was making yourself comfortable, right?
Huh? What are you talking about? You're the one who only thought about yourself, forcing me to work to take care of your mother. You force your niece to help as well.
I'll do everything I can to change the situation.
Huh? It's too late for that now. Anyway, I've already kicked your mother out. I'll live with Sandy from now on. You don't have to come back. If you want, just stay there forever.
No, of course I'm not coming back.
What?
At best, enjoy your life together.
Huh? You finally admit you were wrong? Well, you should be sorry for your arrogance. That's what I had been telling you. Erica, what the heck is this all about? I know you're reading this text. Reply to me.
What is it?
A contractor came out of nowhere and is telling us to vacate this place. You did this, didn't you?
If the contractor told you to move out, you have to move out, don't you? I don't care what you say to me.
This is my house. Why do I have to leave?
What do you mean it's your house? You must have misunderstood something. That's not your house. It's my mother's house.
You and I are a couple, so it's as good as my house, right? Why do you have to evict me?
I've been back home since then. I went to see my mother. I contacted the helpers who took care of her. They immediately told me where she was. My mother couldn't afford to cause us any trouble. She told me to find a cheaper facility.
So, what's the problem? As long as I don't have to pay for it, I can live like this too. And the rent is free. If it weren't for your mother, Sandy and I could live in this house forever.
Don't make fun of my mother.
Huh?
My mother said she's always been uncomfortable with your strange behavior. So when the helpers came, she took the deeds of the house out of the drawer and hid it under the bed.
What do you mean?
It's so they can't transfer ownership of the house to someone like you. That's why she left the house with a deed when she was kicked out of the house. My mother said she was going to sell the house and use the money to move into a better facility.
You mean sell the house?
Yes. So she said, I don't have to worry about her. She told me to get a divorce from you as soon as possible.
Huh? What kind of mother she thinks she is? How dare she suggest divorce to her own daughter? What kind of mother wants her daughter to get divorced?
What's there to be happy about? You secretly cheated on me with my niece while I was away on a business trip. You think I was happy to be married to a man who kicks my mother out of the house while I'm on a business trip and then quits his job to live with my niece? Are you kidding me?
If I'm happy, you're happy too, right?
How much of a garbage are you? How long are you going to keep talking nonsense? I'm getting a divorce.
Huh? Does that mean this house will be gone? Are you really going to sell it?
That's what I'm saying. You guys need to get out of there in a week.
Where am I supposed to go if I'm leaving? Oh, okay. You want me to go back to the condo?
Huh? Are you insane? I said I'm divorcing you.
So what?
I got the condo off the lease as soon as I could. I already took my stuff out. If there's anything you need, you better get it out right away. And if you don't take your stuff out of the condo within a week, they're going to dispose of everything.
What? What a selfish thing you're doing.
Which one of us is being selfish? You cheated on me with my niece and kicked my bedridden mother out of the house while I was on an overseas business trip. And then, you started living with my niece in that house without a sense of guilt. That's insane.
Because you're the one trying to force me to work, aren't you?
That doesn't mean you can kick out my bedridden mother. You're a grown man and you have to work, right? And yet I can't believe you want to take over my mother's house and start living comfortably.
Wait a minute. I quit my job. How am I supposed to live without an income?
I don't know. You did this on your own, so do something about it yourself.
Oh, I see. You had my savings, didn't you? Don't tell me you spent it.
Don't be silly. You have your own savings and our joint savings. You spent it all while I was on a business trip. I was surprised when I got back home.
I think it was, I guess. Then where am I supposed to go from here? I need money to find a place to live. I can't even rent an apartment in my current condition.
I don't know anything about that. It's none of my business.
Huh? Don't be so selfish.
Which one of us is selfish? Who left the apartment without permission? Who kicked my mother out without permission? Who moved in with my niece without permission?
It was...
You had it all coming, didn't you? God must have punished you.
Erica, do something about it. In the meantime, can you lend me some money to rent an apartment?
I wouldn't do that.
Then how about you rent a new apartment with me?
Huh? Don't be silly. I told you I'm getting a divorce, didn't I? I've already asked my lawyer to work on it. I'm sure he'll get in touch with you soon.
Are you serious about that? Please reconsider the divorce, please.
Are you stupid? Do you think you're going to get away with this after all you've done? You kicked out my bedridden mother and cheated on me with my niece. I will not forgive you for the rest of my life.
Oh no. Then how am I supposed to live by myself?
I told you I don't know. You're an adult. Figure it out yourself.
Don't say that and do something about it.
How long are you going to keep being a big baby? If you've got time to whine, why don't you get a job right away? Or are you going to have my niece take care of you?
I can't do that, can't I?
You still have some pride, don't you? Then do something about it yourself. It's all your fault for being so naive that you got yourself into this mess. You should learn the lesson from that and do something about it yourself.
I won't find a job right away.
That's what I thought, and I was going to discuss it when I got back home. But you betrayed me so spectacularly that I don't care anymore.
How am I supposed to make money?
You have to find a job, right? If you can't find a job right away, then get a part-time job or something. If you work a few extra hours, you'll make a good living at it.
What am I supposed to do until then?
You could live in the street or... Oh, you could stay at your parents' house and let them take care of you. I've already told your parents about all this.
Huh? Why are you being so selfish?
Nothing selfish. We're getting divorced, so you can't keep it a secret, can you? Your parents were furious. They said, "How heartless of him to kick out your bedridden mother. I don't want to think of him as my son." They said they would never let you go back to their home.
What the heck?
Well, so you can't even go back to your parents' home. So you might have to live in the street. Wow.
That's too painful. My life is a mess because of you.
How can you say that? I'm the one who got screwed up, remember?
You make it sound so easy. Do you think it's easy to get a job, even a part-time one?
It depends on your motivation. If you really want to work, they will see your enthusiasm. If you do that, I think there will be plenty of opportunities for you to work. In the end, it comes down to whether you are willing or not.
Of course I'm willing to work. But there are cases where the conditions don't match what you want.
Are you saying that at this point? Isn't this the time to be modest about the conditions you wish to work under? You're going to be kicked out of there, remember? You need to understand the current situation a little more.
Don't say such cold things.
Let me tell you something. Once the divorce is finalized, I will charge you and my niece alimony.
Huh? Alimony? How can I pay you alimony when I don't even have a job?
I don't care about that. I can't just let you get away with this for free. You guys betrayed me, and then you kicked my mother out of the house. I will never forgive you.
Wait a minute. We don't have any money, so please don't make me pay alimony.
Don't be ridiculous. You should take more responsibility for your actions. If you think everything will go your way, you are mistaken. Taking over someone's house is not even considered acceptable.
Taking over? I just wanted to live a comfortable life without working.
That's a naive idea.
We just rented a house for that purpose, didn't we? Why can't you understand how I feel?
I have no idea how you feel, and I don't want to know. I'm sick of it. Anyway, I want you out of there within a week. If you have stuff in the condo, get that sorted out too. And then you'll hear from my lawyer. So just do as you're told.
Oh no. Why are you so uptight? Do you take so much pleasure in bringing me down?
How dare you? I'd love to have a little share of that easygoing mentality of yours. Well then, I'll let you talk to my lawyer about the rest. I'm going to block all communication with you.
Wait a minute. We're still married, right? We can still start over, right? Erica, please reconsider. I'll change and I'll be serious.
It's too late.
Erica, please.
After that, Andy and my niece stayed at my mother's house until the last minute. But in the end, they were kicked out by the contractor. They had nowhere to go, so they moved to a cheap motel with little money my niece saved up. He had a hard time getting a divorce, but thanks to the help of my lawyer, it was finally granted. Of course, I filed for alimony against both of them. They started to live in a cheap and shabby motel with the money my niece had. Andy's job was not so easy to find, and now he's working part-time jobs day and night. He has left the company twice in a short period of time, so he has no credibility. He will not be able to get a decent job for a while. He's now working part-time to pay back the money he borrowed to pay his alimony. I used the money from the sale of my parents' house to buy an apartment to live in with my mother. It is not large, but it is enough to live with my mother who is bedridden. I would like to stay home as long as possible, relying on helpers. My work is going well, and I intend to work hard for my mother from now on.
Layla, guess what? Today, I found a dress that looks really good on me. It's a new one from a luxury brand.
I see. You really love luxury brands, don't you?
What's with that tone? Are you being sarcastic? Well, okay. So, the staff asked me if I wanted to try it on. So, I tried it on.
What?
It looked so good on me that I thought it was designed just for me. The sales clerk said she thought so too, so I bought it.
Are you for real? Didn't you just buy a bag from the same brand the other day?
So what? I'll look even better if I wear them as a set.
I understand your feelings, but you don't even have a job. You don't have much of a chance to wear luxury brand goods, do you?
You? How rude of you! Are you trying to say that I don't look good in it?
No, it's not that. I'm just worried about the financial aspect since it's an expensive purchase.
You don't have to worry about that. I've bought what I wanted to buy, and I'm not going to change that habit.
I see.
So, I asked them to alter the size a little.
I see.
And when the alterations are done, I'll have them delivered to your house. Cash on delivery. So have your cash ready.
What? Does cash on delivery mean I have to pay for the dress?
I made everything cash on delivery. I didn't have any money with me at the time. So please bring the package to my house when you get it.
Wendy, wait a minute.
What?
You said you made everything cash on delivery. Does that mean I have to pay cash?
That's right. Because it's going to be delivered to your house and I won't be there. I have to ask you to do it.
What? By the way, how much is the dress?
It was cheap. It's a new dress, but I think it cost a little over $500.
That much? You bought a dress that costs more than $500?
Yes, but it's pretty cheap for that brand. It really was a bargain. What a good shopper I am.
And you want me to pay for it?
That's nothing to worry about. You two are working together, so you have money, right?
No, that's not what I mean. You send everything you buy to our home, and I'm always paying for it. There's a limit to how much I can spend, even if we are both working.
You don't have to be so stingy. I'm going to pay you back.
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
Because you haven't returned a penny. It's already over $2,000. First of all, we would like you to pay back what I had paid for.
What? You know what? Are you trying to take money from your mother-in-law? What kind of a despicable wife are you?
Please don't talk like that. I'm not trying to rob you. I'm just asking you to return the money I had paid for. The amount is too much.
You are really stingy even though you work.
We are working for our own living. We want to have children in the future, and we want to build our own home. We are working to save money for that. It's not we have extra money to spend.
But you can afford to pay for my groceries, right?
That's why I haven't been able to save any money for the past few months. At this rate, I will have to withdraw my savings as well. So please pay back once and for all.
Are you saying it's my fault that you can't save money? Are you kidding me? The reason you can't save is because you are not good at managing your finances, isn't it? Why don't you think about how to save wisely, like keeping a household account or something?
No matter how hard I try, if I'm constantly paying for your purchases of $500 or more, I won't be able to save any money.
You really are stingy, aren't you? My daughter is not like that, you know?
What?
Kristen always buys me things I like. The other day, she paid for my beauty treatment in full. It was more than $500. The cost of the course was a few $1,000s.
And Kristen paid for that?
She is a really good daughter who loves her mother. She never asks me to pay up like you do. She always pays in full and is very kind. I wish you could learn something from her.
I can't.
Well, you're so stingy. Anyway, the dress will definitely arrive, so please pick it up and pay for it.
Hey, Wendy, please pay back first.
Layla, are you home?
Yes, I'm here. Are you done with work?
It's going to take a little longer, but there's something that's been bothering me, so I texted you.
What's wrong?
No, it's not about me. It's about my sister.
What about Kristen?
Yeah, I read the text she sent me, and it seems my mom is holding back on her income.
Huh? I don't understand what you mean.
Kristen's workplace was introduced by my mother, right?
Oh, that's right.
Mom took advantage of the fact that she knew the president of the company. She changed the payroll to her own account without even asking Kristen.
What?
I know. I was surprised when I heard that for the first time too.
That's why...
Huh?
I just got a text from your mother. She said Kristen buys her whatever she wants.
What? I cannot believe it. But apparently, Kristen quit her job.
Really?
From what I heard, she was sexually harassed by her boss. She couldn't take it anymore, so she left the company.
I didn't know that. I feel sorry for her.
But she had been thinking about quitting for a while, and now she seems to be fine. She's been working there for a long time, so it's good that she'll get severance pay.
That's true. She doesn't have to put up with sexual harassment. Oh, I see.
What?
Recently, Wendy made a purchase on delivery. She's been asking me to pay for her purchases on delivery. That's what she texted me about today. So it seems like I've been turning into an ATM because Kristen can't pay for things anymore.
That makes sense.
She said she bought a luxury brand dress today. She asked me to pay $500 for it.
What the heck is she thinking? Because she can't use Kristen's money anymore, she started using your money? She never listened to my advice, no matter how many times I told her not to.
Up until now, has she ever relied on you?
I guess it's a good thing I decided to get my own job and left home as soon as I could. If I'd decided on a job through my mom like my sister did, I might have suffered the same fate.
Well, I don't know what to say about that.
I shudder to think what would have happened if I had been turned into a personal ATM.
Yeah.
So, about my sister's severance package.
Yeah?
She said she didn't want Mother to take it out, so she opened a new account just for the money. But apparently, my mother asked the boss to transfer the money to her account first.
What? That's unbelievable.
Kristen was planning to use the money to move out of the house, but she couldn't do it anymore because my mother had transferred the money to her account. Kristen didn't think she would go that far,
surely... No matter how long she waited, the severance pay wasn't transferred. So she inquired about it and found out that it had already been transferred to my mother's account.
Doesn't that sound like a scam? Can't we get her severance money back?
They said it had already been used.
Could it be for fees for beauty salon?
Perhaps.
So that's how it is. But then I feel so sorry for Kristen. Paul, can't you do something about it?
Yes, that's what I was going to talk to you about. I just need to get Kristen out of the house and get a job at a company that has nothing to do with my mother.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
So, you're going to have to work with me on that.
Okay, I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Hey, Layla, can I ask you a favor?
Yes, Wendy, what is it?
A friend of mine invited me on a trip.
Oh, well, that's great.
And I just bought a luxury brand dress and bag the other day. Perfect timing, right? You said I wouldn't even have a chance to wear it. Well, what do you think now? I can have a going out schedule that's worthy of it, you know?
I guess.
So, I'm going on a 2-week trip to Hawaii with your money. Now get your money out.
Huh? Why should I pay for your trip? You still haven't paid me back for the things you bought.
Huh? On the contrary, why should I be refused? Don't you feel like giving a trip to your mother-in-law who has been so kind to you?
Normally, I might feel that way. But if I'm forced to pay for your shopping every time you go out and don't even pay me back, I'm not going to give you a trip.
You're a very nagging wife. I don't care what you think. Anyway, grow up and give me the money for the trip to Hawaii.
You sound like a fraud, you know that? You take money from people for whatever reason.
A fraud? Don't be silly. I'm the mother who raised Paul, remember? Have a little respect for your mother-in-law. Like, share your payroll account with me or something.
Fine, then I'll give you my credit card.
What?
If you have my credit card, I won't have to pay for it, right?
Oh, wow. You're so understanding. You're finally becoming like Kristen. That's very good. I won't say anything bad about you, but you should take good care of your in-laws.
I'll bring the credit card tomorrow.
I'll be waiting. Paul, where is Layla? Why? I have her credit card with me. She told me to pay for my trip to Hawaii with the card, but there's no money in the account, and her salary hasn't been transferred yet. Yesterday was her payday, right? I have to pay for my trip by tomorrow. I just want to ask her what's going on. Oh. I went to her house earlier, but it didn't look like anyone was home, so I'm chilling at the nearby cafe. What time is she coming home? Are you going to be home soon? I'm with her right now. We both came home early today and just relaxing at home. What? But there was no one at home. That's right. What are you talking about? You guys are just relaxing at home? What is going on? We moved out. Moved out? I didn't hear anything. What? What do you mean? I have a question I want to ask her. What's going on with that credit card? About that? How much did you have Layla pay for your shopping? I'm sure it went over $2,000. But when will you pay her back? What? I'll pay her back when I have enough money saved up. But I haven't been able to save up enough money. Don't lie to me. You never intended to pay her back from the beginning, did you? And now, you want her to pay for your trip to Hawaii? Don't play with her. Don't treat my wife like an ATM. I never said she was an ATM. You're just saying that on your own. This credit card was given to me by Layla herself.
She said I can use it whenever I want. She did that as a desperate measure because you were always pestering her. What? What do you mean? If she didn't do that, you always make her pay by cash on delivery, don't you? That's why we moved. That's why you moved out? That's right. And she gave you that credit card to deviate your attention. Isn't this her payroll deposit account? It used to be, but the bank her company works for changed. Starting this month, her salary will be deposited into a new bank account. What? Then this account will stay empty forever. I have to pay for my trip to Hawaii by tomorrow. How is she going to pay for it? Why should she pay for your trip to Hawaii? Why don't you pay for it yourself? I don't have that kind of money. That's why I asked her to pay for it. You were going to go on a trip to Hawaii with her money? That's what I meant. I'm her mother-in-law, so she can think of it like giving me a trip. How can you call that being a mother? What? I know about Kristen too. About Kristen? What are you talking about? Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. You had Kristen's salary deposited in your account, and you only gave her an allowance and spent everything else as you pleased. I was trying to save money for Layla. I just had to transfer it to my account to stop wasting money. Stop lying to me. She was grieving. You even took her severance money from her, and by the time she realized it, you had spent it all. It's not like I took it. Yeah, but the fact is, you spent it all. You know, Kristen and I both know that you are a terrible spender. It's always been that way. Whenever you had something you want, you would spend it. Every time we couldn't pay school expenses, school lunch, or whatever. It was embarrassing for me and Kristen. Now I'm afraid asking you how much money you have left. Well, since you and I are not living together anymore, I don't have to tell you. I'm not going to ask because I can guess. I don't want to be a fool anymore, so we've decided to move out in a hurry. Where? I won't tell you. I don't want to have to pay cash on delivery for your purchases. Well then, that's that. I don't think I'll be talking to you anymore. Paul, wait a minute.
Wendy, that's what this is about. I'm sorry I deceived you about the credit card, but I had no choice. If we didn't do something, we would have gone bankrupt soon.
Who do you think you are? How could you deceive your mother-in-law?
I also heard about Kristen. I'm so sorry to hear that you were spending most of her salary.
That's none of your business.
By the way, Kristen moved out too.
Huh? She did? That can't be true. Her stuff is still at home.
It seems that she packed only what she really needed in her bag and left home. Even so, she wanted to get out of the house. You know why, don't you?
I don't understand. That girl lost her job, and I was supposed to be the one to get her the next job. Why did she leave at such an important time?
It wasn't right, you know. Don't you understand?
What?
If she changes job with the company you introduced, she would become your ATM again, wouldn't she? If she couldn't spend her own money freely, she couldn't buy what she wants, and she couldn't even save money. Even if she works hard, nothing is fun, right? I feel sorry for her.
Don't talk like you know what you're talking about. Are you trying to lecture me like a big shot?
Don't be silly. I was just speaking for Kristen. That's how she feels. That's how she made the decision to leave home.
Are you serious? Does that mean I'll have to live alone from now on?
That's what it means. She said she has no intention of telling you where she went.
What about my living expenses?
You have a pension, don't you?
With just the pension, there's very little money at my disposal.
But you also have the insurance money that your husband left you. But I guess you used up all of it? No matter how you look at it, there's nowhere else for the money to come in other than the pension.
That's why I was relying on you guys. Don't you think it's strange to make your mother-in-law suffer so much?
Both Paul and Kristen said they've been embarrassed about money since they were little. They can't tell you how many times they apologized to their teachers. It sounds to me that you were also tormenting your own children.
Huh? You don't know anything about it.
But if you weren't, we wouldn't have moved out without telling you where we went, would we?
That's...
Both Paul and Kristen said they don't want you to take away their money anymore.
Oh no. Am I really going to be alone?
I'm afraid so.
Layla, Paul is your husband, right? You, as his wife, you have to convince him. He's my eldest son, so he's obligated to live with me.
I don't think so. He told you that he doesn't want to talk to you anymore. That's what he said. As long as my husband says so, I'm willing to go along with him as well.
Please don't say that and try to talk to him.
Besides, I don't want any more goods delivered by cash on delivery. I'd like to live quietly in a place where you don't know where we are.
Then just tell me where Kristen is moving to.
I can't. Please don't cause her any more trouble.
Layla, don't be cold. I'll change and let me start over.
It's too late. From now on, you have to take care of your living expenses all by yourself. I hope you can make a good living on your own. Well then, bye.
Layla, wait a minute.
I thought Wendy, who became alone, would change her life. But as a result of her shopping spree, she went into debt. As a result, she had to sell her house because she couldn't afford it anymore. Alone and without a place to live, her sister, Paul's aunt, let her live in her house. When her sister found out about the situation, she told her to pay back Kristen's severance money. I heard that she's now forced to work and now working every day in tears. Paul, me, and Kristen are living our lives, enjoying the happiness of being able to spend our money freely. For now, we are trying to get back the money my mother-in-law spent. I'm going to work hard to save money for a while.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!